Hey, what's up everybody? Bill DeFreitas for the GCVC and welcome back to another Athlete Spotlight. But first, if you want, just take a second to subscribe to the channel. Our main goal is athlete exposure. Every sub, like, and share that we get helps. So thank you very much. And moving on to our next athlete. 2020 OUA and Usports silver medalist and Brock Badger, Garette Saunders. One of my favorite wrestlers to watch. He started out 2020 with a wild match at Parabellum Luchador against Francesco Fortino, and followed that up with two more crazy matches against Kyle Robinson in the finals of both OUAs and Usports. Both matches came down to the last second, 1 point, with Guelph on one side of the mat screaming, Brock on the other side of the mat. It made for probably the most exciting tournament atmosphere I've ever experienced. No offense, shits. So with no further delay, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Garette Saunders. Alright, Garette. Thank you for your time, first of all.
Of course, man.
First time I saw you compete was at Luchador, which is the first wrestling event that I ever saw live, really. And it was your match against Francesco Fortino. I was like, this is pretty nuts. First of all, like, what was that experience like? I'm sure you mostly just competed. There's like big events where there's a few matches going on.
Yeah.
What was it like being at Luchador on stage?
It was actually crazy because like most tournaments are like in a gym, like a school gym, and like there's mats, and there's like hundreds of people in there, but all the attention's not directed on you, so it's like kind of like a different vibe. It's less pressure, I guess. So I was like kind of like the first time I've ever been in like an event where it's like, well, the spotlights are on me, the pressure's on me, like everyone in the room is watching me right now. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of like I think I have pretty good cardio. But that gassed me, just like that pressure, that outside pressure, I'm not used to it. It was a nice feeling though, it was great to see.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen Flow Grappling putting on some more kind of exhibition type matches. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing down the road, like, other than just regular tournament matches? Like, something? No? Yeah?
Oh, sorry, 100%, yeah.
Yeah?
I like love the thrill, and I think like, just being put on the spot like that is sick, and I don't know, like, wrestling should be like any other sport, like hockey, basketball, like we should have huge crowds, like there should be like passion and like fans and like fucking cheerleaders, I don't know, like. Dude,
well, the NCAA stuff, they sell at stadiums.
Yeah.
I know there's nothing to do with the Midwest, but like, I think it's spectator friendly. And I keep saying it, and I told the team, said it before this, I think wrestling's more exciting than jiu-jitsu. As far as the spectator sport goes, man, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, after Luchador was, I think OUAs was next. So that's the next time I watched you again. I think that finals match against Kyle Robinson, I don't know how you feel about it right now, but like, match of the year for me so far. That match was fucking nuts. Had you wrestled him before?
No, that was the first time I actually ever, I didn't even know about him until a few days before OUAs when I kind of saw the draw of the bouts. Yeah. And then I was like, I'd never heard this guy before. And then I kind of did my research there, and I was asking some of the older guys on the team. So I'd never seen him before that though.
Yeah. So after that match, how did you feel about that match first of all, and then going into Usports, did you kind of expect that was going to be the rematch in the finals?
About that match, I was like looking back on it, I don't like want to like blame anyone or any certain thing, because then it's like at the end of the day it's kind of my fault no matter what. Like I kind of felt like I was getting screwed by like the refs. You can see in the video I'm like kind of complaining about the refs. I thought I was being screwed, but like I'm never gonna blame the refs for a loss. Like it's my fault I didn't go out and score. Like I should have went out there and fucking shot more, fucking put the pressure on. Like yeah, honestly what I take out of that match is like I'm kind of holding back my true like potential and ability. Like if you see me in practice, I can do way more, and then I go on a mat and I kind of like felt like I was holding back. Like I'm pretty sick offensively, And the fact that I didn't really score any shots that whole match just like kind of reflects on doesn't really give a good reflection on who I am as a wrestler. So I was kind of really mad about that match.
Did it feel like you just kind of want, like, this is kind of cliche, but you wanted it like too much? Like a lot of times when you're like really intense, you really want that match.
Yeah, you're thinking about too much of the outcome, so then you don't actually focus on like, oh, what am I gonna do? My game plan. How am I gonna set this up? It's like more. All I was thinking was like, I have to win. I have to win. I have to win. I have to win.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I got caught up in it, and I didn't fucking win. So.
Either way, it's not like the main goal anyways, but did you expect you were going to rematch in Usports?
Yeah, I had a fairly good feeling.
Yeah, so in Usports, I'm pretty sure you kind of like ripped through your first day, right? And I had this on video, and I'm sorry to you that I accidentally deleted it. I had him getting tagged by Nick Adams.
Yeah, I seen that.
So how did you feel going into the next day, knowing that you were like on fire? How did you feel going into that matchup?
I felt like mentally, I was like, I'm here, like I'm meant to win this tournament. Like, just like I came in, I did everything right. I warmed up perfectly. I cut weight perfectly. I warmed up perfectly. I ate good. I teched all three of my opponents. I cooled down after I felt great. I went to bed. No anxiety before going to bed. I woke up. I did everything right, and I'm like. He lost. This is not his tournament. Like, this is my tournament. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So at the start of that match, you went in on fire again. I think you put up 5 early. I forget the exact score, but you put up points early. When I talked to him, he thought you were getting tired at one point. I noticed that you actually have a scar on your hand. There's a part where you rolled over your hand. You got taken down, rolled over your hand. You had to get the medic in.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Like, I think it was a week before Usports. I was wrestling my buddy at practice, and I kind of like went in a shot and I folded and I fractured. This scar is actually from something else.
Oh, really?
I have a backstory on this one.
Okay.
It's from more recently. But I fractured, well, at least the trainer saying I fractured like a bone in here. So I was having like trouble squeezing it. So then I rolled over it and it just kind of like gave me like a fucking shitty pain. It wasn't like anything that was really restraining though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I just felt like that was like, I was like, I don't know if you got tired. I thought it was more the hand thing.
I think they were all tired at that point, and I think my biggest loss in that was like my mindset at that point, because it was like he was just as tired as me, 100%. Like that's what happens in all wrestling matches. Everyone's almost just as tired as each other. But my main goal in my head was like, I'm up. Now let's just keep the lead and like defend.
Yeah.
And I'm not a defensive wrestler at all. Like I have a couple things, but like my main points I come from scoring is like attacking myself. So all of a sudden when I changed my game plan, I got comfortable. Like, oh my god, I think I was up like 6-2. Yeah. I think that was the score. It was 6-2, and I'm like, okay, I got like 2 minutes left, which is stupid. Like if you have 30 seconds left, it's different. Like yeah, fucking hand fight and run away or whatever, but. 2 minutes left, I still have to be like scoring, going out for game points, so then total mindset change.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep bringing up the past. I wanted to talk to you about this like 6 months ago, but what are you focused on now? What's the next goal for you?
Like, after that loss, I mean, like COVID happened, so like training's been like difficult. Honestly, like the summer's been like a huge like life lesson for me, because like I kind of went through a lot of shit, like just like personally, family, friends, just like kind of like fight, you know, everyone has their demons, fighting their own demons and shit. Like I just like, I think a big part of me is like, it's not that I'm like not strong enough, not fast enough. There's always technique to work on, no matter how good you are. So like yeah, technically I can always get better, but like it was always just like mentally kind of believing in yourself. It's like everyone believes in themselves to a certain degree, but it's like, you really think you're the best in the world, like you have the capabilities of beating everyone, like, and no matter who it is. Like if I were to step on the mat with Javon, in my head, do I believe I can beat him, or am I always gonna have like this voice in my head of like, oh, you can't do this, right? So like a big part of me this summer was like kind of figuring my shit out in life, and then while I was figuring my shit out, I kind of like gained this new confidence. I'm like, I actually believe myself now. I believe in my capabilities and abilities. Like we're all blessed with the same opportunities. So why can't I do as good as this guy? Right?
If you can do everything that the next guy is doing, but if you don't believe in yourself when you walk on the mat, why is that guy going to believe that you should win too? You know what I mean? It's a weird mind game.
That's why I feel like some of these other countries are way better than Canada. I feel like we're too spoiled here, you know? We get everything to us, like we're babied too much. That's why I like don't agree with all this like kind of bullshit going on. Like people are upset their coaches give them shit or whatever. It's like you're supposed to be getting fucking toughen up, man. It's not a light sport. Like, if you do something wrong, you're supposed to be told wrong, not fucking cry about it. Here, I'm here for you. No, fucking cry about it and get better. Like, toughen up, man. It's fucking bullshit. And that's why these like Russians are crazy and like Iranians, because like, man, they're struggling every day. Like, this is their way out of like slums or whatever. Like, they're tough motherfuckers. And it's like here, it's like I think that's where we're lacking mentally.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not physically capable, right?
No, for sure. And it's something that interests me quite a bit actually. When you like, we're all built the same. We all have the same capabilities. What is it that makes like those people? Like obviously you can work your ass off and be like a great person, but what makes like the top percent of that top percent? Like, why is there one guy or a couple guys that can always seem to be on top of the mountain, I guess? It's interesting. But yeah, like what type of stuff are you figuring out? Like you all good? Like what's going on?
Yeah, I kind of like recently got my shit together. I was just like kind of lost, kind of like trying to figure out like what am I really doing with myself? Like I don't know. I was even like one point contemplating quitting wrestling, not because I don't like the sport, but like I don't know, just fucking you hit your bottom.
It's a lot of work. Well, that takes me to like my next question. That is like, why do you wrestle? Because it doesn't come with fame. It doesn't seem to come with money. I don't know what it's like at the top, but like, what is your motivation? Because you're clearly a super motivated guy and love wrestling.
I mean, like, it kind of starts back from when I started. Cause I started in like grade 10, and honestly, when I first started, I thought I was kind of gay. I like remember saying like, oh, this is gay as fuck. Like, I don't want to touch these guys. Like. And then I started like just doing the acrobatic warm-ups. I'm like, yo, this is kind of fun. And then I learned my double leg. I'm like, what the fuck? This is sick. Like I don't know. It's just like cool knowing that. And then when I got older, like my goals just started to grow. Like so I wanted to like win regionals, and then I won regionals, and then I wanted to win OFSA, and then I won OFSA. I guess it's like my competitive nature. I just wanted to be like the best. And then I don't know. For me, it's like. I played a few sports in my life. I played hockey for like 12 years. I played soccer when I was younger. Like I ran track and cross country. Not a lot of track, but mostly cross country. And like the one thing I found about like all these sports is like you have to either be like tall or super big and all this. And that's why I love wrestling, because it's like you can be any size, any body type, and you could achieve the top, and you could be like a world-class athlete. I'm like, well, I'm kind of running out of options for sports. I'm 5'6". At the time, I was like 120 pounds. I'm like heavier now, obviously, but like, this is the one sport I can be like amazing at, and I love like just clashing heads with people. It's fun.
Yeah. How far do you think you're gonna get? What's your goal?
Olympics, 100%. I want to win the Olympics. What I found in Canada, especially watching the Olympic trials last year, is that like everyone's main goal, it looked like, was to win the Olympic trials. Like they were freaking out. It's a big tournament, don't get me wrong. That is a crazy goal in your life. But when they're freaking out, it kind of looks like their Olympics was their Olympic trials, you know what I mean? They won the Olympic trials. It's like, hey, you're not even in the Olympics yet. You have to go qualify for the Olympics, and then you got to go win the Olympics. It's like, man, I don't know. But yeah, winning the Olympics is 100% like a dream since like grade 10. Even when I started, I was like, I want to win the Olympics.
Alright, we'll leave it at that. Appreciate your time, man. Right. And if you have any shout-outs or anything like that, go nuts.
Shout out to my boy Javon Belfort. Give that guy the Olympic spot. Jasmine Polka does not deserve it.
There you go, alright. Appreciate it, that's awesome. Fuck yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Go follow Garette Saunders on Instagram. Show us some love with a like and a sub. And we'll see you soon.